All right, I am going to video my response because it is really difficult for me to type right now with this broken wrist. So here goes. I'm Susan Banks. I am the new chemistry teacher here at Murray High, and you wanted us to reflect on the articles or videos that we had read and also think about the things that we have learned and what we want to know more about. So I actually took some time this weekend. I read all of them because I feel like with COVID and all the things that we are expected to do as teachers and all the new things that we as teachers and as students and the families are navigating, I feel like I need every tip and trick that I can get my hands on. Um, I am really trying to get the most out of Canvas, and I know I'm still learning and I'm still taking baby steps, but I'm getting better. I think, especially with science, it's really cut and dried, like what the students are expected to know and what they need to be able to do. And so it's really hard for me to do discussions because in science, we're really trying to get them to a specific answer. And that's really difficult to do on discussions that I can't navigate in real time with students being asynchronous. So I'm doing a lot of videos that I'm doing and posting that so that the students can get the concepts, but there's not a whole lot of interplay between my students. And so that is one part of the equity background, especially for my students of color or my low SES students, that I don't feel like I'm doing very well for them because they don't have that network of students that can help them. What I'd really like to know, especially for science and chemistry in particular, how do I get more examples of people of color or people of diverse backgrounds in front of my students that tie into the concepts and the core concepts that we are trying to get in front of the students, because all the models, all of the laws, all of the things that we talk about, according to history, are all generated by white European males. So I'm having a really hard time getting people of color, getting people of ethnic diversity, people of various backgrounds in front of my students as examples of scientists for my students in a way that actually ties into the curriculum. That's what I'd really like to know. So that I can get that in front of my students so that they can be like, oh, a scientist actually looks like me. Science, right now, the way the chemistry curriculum is written, it's pretty much white European male. The other thing that I would really, my current teaching ideas, techniques, and practices in relationship to the readings, I try and do a lot of small things that help bring the kids in. I greet them at the door. I really like to see my kids, see how they're doing. I ask how they're doing every day as they come in, as we sit down, as we get ready. Students who say that they're having a hard time, I ask them what's going on, if there's things that I can do to help. That also hopefully allows students to build a relationship of trust with me and realize that I do want to discuss what's going on in their lives, and I want them to feel like the classroom is a safe place. Granted, that takes a student that's actually willing to speak up. And it takes a lot of time to build relationships of trust that way. I haven't been able to do much of that with my students who are online, unfortunately. If you have any great ideas how to do that with my students that are online, that would be great. I would love to hear that. I also try and talk about ways that the concepts that we are doing in class tie into phenomenon that they see every day. And I try and especially tie in a lot of the chemistry concepts to environmental phenomenon so that they understand that this is an environmental aspect that they can actually see going on in their life, and maybe that they can take notice of and maybe advocate for better environmental laws, better environmental practices, or whatever, because the kids do see what's going on environmentally every day. They see the smoggy air, they see the dirty water in the rivers or the lakes or whatever. It's something that's very applicable to them. Um, I need to modify things so that I can get the students who are having problems at home, especially the kids that we have connectivity because of the Wi-Fi. We have every kid have their Chromebook, but does every kid have a place where they can study and have a quiet, uninterrupted spot? Does everyone have a parent that's going to check in and make sure that things are going on? I need to work more on those kind of things so that the students that don't have the familial support or the spatial support to have a space and a time to study and get things done also have support. I have left the due dates open for the whole semester, hoping that students can get things done when they want to get things done and have an opportunity to get things done. And by and large, the students have been fairly responsible about doing that. I think due dates right now, especially with COVID, are kind of a thing of the past, especially for me. So that's where I'm at. I just would really like to try and see how I can diversify the people and the examples of scientists that my students have as examples in this chemistry curriculum, so that they can see that, there are scientists that look like them and there are scientists that are like them, so that they have positive examples. Anyway, thanks for letting me ramble. We'll see you. Bye.